2 billionaires, 1 obsession. A billion-dollar grudge match that rewrote Wall Street history. Bill Ackman bet $1 billion on Herbalife's collapse. Carl Icahn didn't just bet against him, he went for blood. Before this saga is over, you'll watch the single move that brought a billionaire to his knees. This is more than a finance story. It's a psychological war. In 2012, Bill Ackman launched a public crusade against Herbalife. He called it a scam. He staked $1 billion and his reputation on its collapse. Then Carl Icahn stepped in, not to defend Herbalife, but to destroy Ackman. For 5 years, they fought on TV, in boardrooms, and behind closed doors. Icahn walked away with over $1 billion in profit. Ackman, humiliated. In this video, I'll reveal the psychological trap that cost Ackman everything, and the brutal rule that separates billionaire winners from losers. If this kind of financial warfare intrigues you, you're in the right place. This is The Wealth Project. Subscribe and follow now to learn the rules the rich play by. The Challenger, Bill Ackman's crusade. Bill Ackman doesn't just short stocks, he declares war on them. In May 2012, he quietly built a $1 billion short position against Herbalife. A short is a bet that a stock will fall. But Ackman wasn't betting on a dip. He was betting the company would be shut down and the stock would go to zero. Then, in December 2012, he went public. He held a massive presentation with 342 slides, calling Herbalife the best managed pyramid scheme in the history of the world. Herbalife sells supplements through distributors. The controversy? Distributors make money not just from selling products, but from recruiting other distributors. Ackman staked his reputation on proving it was a pyramid scheme. The stock plunged. Ackman had drawn first blood. But here's where things get interesting. Ackman didn't just want to profit. He wanted to be the hero who exposed corporate evil. He turned his financial bet into a moral crusade. If you tell the world a company is evil and you're the hero fighting them, what happens then when you're wrong? You can't quietly exit. Every dollar you lose becomes public proof that you failed. Ackman had the narrative, the media, and the momentum. But there was one thing he didn't count on. A rival who hated him even more than he hated Herbalife. And that rival was about to make the most calculated move of his career. The champion, Carl Icahn, enters the ring. Carl Icahn is a living legend. The original corporate raider from the 1980s who made billions by taking over companies and shaking them down for profit. He doesn't care about moral arguments. He cares about winning. In February 2013, Icahn made his move. He bought a massive long position in Herbalife, eventually owning over 25% of the company. This wasn't just an investment. It was a direct challenge to Ackman. Icahn saw two things first. First, a company whose stock was being artificially pushed down by a rival he personally despised. Second, a massive opportunity for a short squeeze. Here's how it works. When you short a stock, you borrow shares and sell them, hoping to buy them back cheaper. But if the stock goes up, you lose money. And if someone with deep pockets keeps buying, the price keeps rising, forcing short sellers to cover at loss. Icahn's move created a floor for Herbalife stock. Now anyone shorting the company wasn't just betting against Herbalife. They were betting against Carl Icahn. But here's the twist. Years earlier, Ackman and Icahn had clashed over a real estate deal. Icahn never forgot it. So this new battle wasn't just business, it was personal. With billions on the line and egos in overdrive, the tension was about to explode. And it happened in the most public, most brutal way possible, live, on television. The main event, the CNBC brawl. January 25th, 2013. CNBC. 2 billionaires, 1 phone line, 30 minutes of pure rage. Icahn called Ackman a liar and a crybaby in the schoolyard. He tore into him saying, "This is a guy who takes advantage of little people." Ackman fired back, accusing Icahn of being a bully who doesn't keep his word. The insults flew. The anchors tried to moderate. It didn't work. This wasn't a debate. This was personal. The grudge match was playing out in front of millions. The CNBC brawl became legendary. This was no longer about Herbalife. It was about two men who hated each other, using capital as a weapon. But here's what most people missed. While Ackman was fighting on television, defending his moral crusade, Icahn was quietly accumulating more shares. Every public appearance Ackman made trapped him further. He couldn't back down. His ego wouldn't let him. The public spectacle was just the beginning. For the next 5 years, the war raged on. Ackman spent tens of millions on lobbying and PR campaigns. But the clock was ticking, and the final blow was about to land. Who do you think had the upper hand in that legendary CNBC brawl, Ackman or Icahn? Drop your take in the comments. This isn't just a story, it's a study in ego, power, and billion-dollar consequences, and we want to know your thoughts. The turning point, the FTC ruling. In July 2016, the Federal Trade Commission concluded its investigation. The verdict? Herbalife had to pay a $200 million fine and restructure its business. But it was not declared a pyramid scheme. It was not shut down. This was the knockout blow. Ackman's entire bet was based on regulators destroying the company. They didn't. The stock didn't even go to zero. It went up. Ackman was trapped. He had made his position so public that exiting meant admitting defeat. But staying in meant bleeding money every day. Every morning, Ackman woke up to losses. Every news article was a reminder of his failure. Every mention of Icahn's name was salt in the wound. For a man who built his career on being right, this was torture. Finally, in February 2018, Ackman capitulated. He closed his position. The loss? Approximately $1 billion. But the story doesn't end there. What happened next proved Icahn right in the most brutal way possible. The aftermath, the market's verdict. With Ackman's pressure removed, Herbalife stock soared. From February 2018 to the end of that year, the stock climbed approximately 40%. The market had spoken. The final scorecard, Bill Ackman, final outcome, $1 billion loss. Carl Icahn, final outcome, $1.3 billion profit. The numbers don't lie. While Ackman was on a moral crusade, Icahn was making a calculated bet. And in the market, the final profit and loss is the only argument that matters. Ackman didn't lose because his analysis was wrong. He lost because he made it impossible to be flexible. He chained his reputation to a single outcome. Icahn won because he understood markets don't care about your story. They only care about supply and demand. The truth is simple and merciless. One mistake sealed Ackman's fate. Here's the brutal truth. Ackman didn't lose because he was wrong. He lost because he made the cardinal sin of money. He made it personal. Carl Icahn played the game. Ackman tried to write the rules. And in the end, the markets didn't care. But here's the kicker. 5 years later, Icahn made the same mistake. He got too confident, too public, and the market turned on him. Because in the end, the market humbles everyone, no matter how rich or right they think they are. This was just one war in the world's most ruthless game. If this felt like peeling back the curtain on a secret financial war, good, because we're just getting started. The next billion-dollar play is one click away. Keep playing smarter with the Wealth Project. Pick our latest insight or a curated favorite right here on your screen.